Suppose two schools are arguing as to whether or not there's grade inflation going on at school A in the same class. Maybe it's a chemistry class or something like that. So we looked at the entire enrollment of every student in chemistry at those two schools, which means we took a population. We're looking at the population, and that's okay in chi-squared. Remember, that's one of the conditions, either a random sample or the whole population. Then we want to answer this question: is this evidence of a relationship between the school and the grades earned? So we're going to run a chi-squared test of independence. We write down our null and alternative hypothesis because that's what we're responding to in terms of the question. Then let's go to the calculator. So before we do any of the work, let's let the calculator do the work. We go into matrix A, we put this data in here, and now we're going to go to stat and up to tests. We're going to go to the chi-squared test, not the goodness fit test, but the chi-squared. Everything's the way we want it. We go down and calculate. So it's going to give us our chi-squared test statistic and our p-values, so we'll use that later. And then, so that we can address the assumptions and save ourselves time in cranking stuff out and showing the work, we're going to go into matrix B, and there are all of our expected counts. So now as we show the work for expected counts, we can come here to get our actual numbers. So we show the work for 3 of the cells with regards to expected counts, and then address the assumptions, the conditions that have to be met, and say, hey, look, all the expected counts are greater than 5, so we're good. We write down degrees of freedom equals 3, and then show the work for the chi-squared test statistic. We can just show like 3 of the components and also write down the p-value, which is really small, and then we reach our conclusion. Because the probability of type 1 error is less than 0.05, we reject the null. The evidence suggests a relationship between the school and the grade earned. Doesn't necessarily mean there's grade inflation, it just means there is a difference. You'd have to investigate further to see what the cause of that difference would be.